No camping reservations? No problem. Stay tuned. Hi, thanks for joining me today. You know, camping has become increasingly popular, especially because of the coronavirus. Now, some of you may have never camped before, but have decided to take on camping maybe because your other forms of vacation have either been canceled, postponed, or maybe you just don't feel comfortable traveling right now. Well, if this is you, welcome to the world of camping and all of the amazing things that camping has to offer. Of course, I'm a little bit biased. We love camping, camping's our life, this is what we do. So hi, if we haven't met yet, I'm Holly with Let's Go Now Adventures, and our YouTube channel is about all things camping. Whether you tent camp or RV camp, our goal is to just help you have a great camping experience. So how frustrating is it if you want to go camping, but you can't find a reservation? All the campgrounds are full. Well, I feel your pain. You know, nowadays it's almost become kind of a competition to actually be able to score one of those hard to find camp spots. Check out the video above where I'll give you some tips on maybe some things you can do if you can't get a reservation. But for today, we're going to talk about dispersed camping. So what is dispersed camping? Well, dispersed camping is when you're outside an undeveloped campground, which means, you know, no hookups and you're on your own. Now, if you're an RVer, you call it boondocking. If you're a tent camper, you probably call it camping. Now, one thing to remember is this type of camping is not for everybody. And you know what? That's okay. But if you would like a great alternative to crowds of people and not having to find one of those hard to find reservations, this might be a great alternative for you. There are 650 million, yes, I said million acres of public land for all of us to take advantage of and camp on. That's a lot of land. You know, there's the BLM land, the National Forest land, the National Parks land, and the National Monument land, all for us to camp on. Amazing! Now, when finding some of these campsites, it can kind of be an adventure in itself, especially if you have a big RV and you're trying to find some of these campsites. The roads aren't always that easily accessible. You know, sometimes it's hard to get in and out of and back out of. But you know, that's kind of part of the fun, is finding your perfect spot. Best of all, a lot of these campsites are free, or if anything, for a very minimal cost. Now, take for example, our reservation that we'll be staying at in the next couple weeks. This spot is reserved for 3 days. It's full hookup, but it also comes out to be just over $100. Now, where we're staying here in the National Uinta Forest, we can stay here for 14 days for just $12. And if you're coming up for just the weekend, $6. What a deal. So if this sounds a little bit enticing, keep listening. You know, I honestly believe that by trying this type of camping, because it is so rewarding, you may never want to or need to make another camping reservation again. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like state parks and camping reservations and, you know, some of the things that it has to offer, but this is a great alternative. Now, with that being said, the really important thing that you'll want to remember is if you do try this type of camping is you need to be prepared. You know, you're not just pulling into a campsite that has water hookups and flushing toilets. You know, you will have no services available. So it's so important to think about things before you get there. How will I get water? How will I get power if I need to? Will I feel safe? Now, I realize that this could make some of you nervous and maybe a little bit uncomfortable, and I do get that. But if you're prepared, this type of camping opens up so many possibilities. Now, safety is a concern, you know, trying anything that's new and kind of the fear of the unknown. But let me tell you, the more you try it, the more comfortable you become, till basically it becomes second nature. Now, if you do pull into a camp spot and it doesn't feel quite right, listen to your instincts. Just go ahead and look for another spot that you drive into and feel comfortable with. Also remember, when you're at some of these campsites, you probably will not have cell service. So it's really important that before you leave, to let somebody know in your group or your family back home, kind of the area that you'll be in and when to expect you back. Now, we ran into a little bit of a problem this last weekend. You know, we had told the family that we would be back on Sunday, but we were having so much fun that we just had to stay that one extra night. Well, my daughter jokingly said because we weren't home on Sunday that she was going to call search and rescue. However, anybody that knows John knows that when we go camping, we are overly prepared. So they really weren't worried, but it's still a good idea to let people know so that if you do run into a problem, they'll know approximately where to be able to look for you. Now, if you're not sure where you can disperse camp, you can contact the National Forest Service, the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, or you can download the U.S. Public Lands app, which will tell you where you can go. So why do we disperse camp? Well, oh my gosh, take a look around. It is beautiful here, and basically we have had this whole entire spot all to ourselves until just last night. Now this is a busy camping weekend here in Utah, and so it wasn't until last night that some campers pulled in just above us, but still, they're 100 yards away, so no big deal. You know, you won't find that at a campground. You know, I just feel that this type of camping helps me to kind of reconnect with nature on a deeper level, partly because you don't have all the campground noises that you would if you were at a campground. Just the beautiful, peaceful sounds of nature. I mean, at this site, we have this stream that's running right off to the side of me, and just to sit here and relax is absolutely perfect. So instead of getting mad and frustrated because you can't find a camping reservation and now your weekend is ruined, go ahead, pack, be prepared, and go out there and find yourself an amazing, wonderful, dispersed camping site. And find out all the wonderful benefits that dispersed camping has to offer. So if you do decide to disperse camp, post some pictures on our Facebook page. It's Let's Go Now Adventures. In fact, better yet, we would love to have you join our Facebook group. It's called Adventures Campfire Connection, where like-minded campers can get together and share stories and fun experiences. Hey, I hope I've helped you maybe give some tips or some tricks if you want to try some dispersed camping. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, and we would also love to have you subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for joining us. We enjoyed having you up here with us, and I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.